Have you ever looked into the mirror and quietly thought to yourself, "That's not how I feel inside"? Most men over 60 never say those words out loud, but after spending more than 20 years working behind the scenes of television, theater, and personal styling, I've heard those exact words hundreds of times. Years ago, one of the most recognizable faces on American television stood silently in front of the mirror in my studio. He looked at himself for several long seconds, smiled, and then said something I'll never forget. "I still feel like I'm 50. I just don't look like it anymore." That moment has stayed with me ever since, because I realized he wasn't talking about age. He was talking about recognition. Many men don't need a completely new wardrobe to look fresher. Sometimes, one small change is all it takes. I'd like to start with something I genuinely love: jeans. In my opinion, they're one of the greatest pieces of clothing ever created. It's fascinating to think that America's most iconic trousers actually began with a young immigrant from Bavaria named Levi Strauss. His goal wasn't fashion, it was durability. He probably never imagined he'd create one of the most enduring symbols of American style. He wanted to make trousers hard-working men could rely on. More than 170 years later, they're still one of the smartest things a man can own. And I still recommend them to almost every gentleman who walks into my studio. The only thing that's changed over the years is the cut. There was a time when wider jeans were exactly what every man wanted, and they looked perfectly right. But styles evolve, bodies evolve, and the jeans that looked great 30 years ago don't always create the same impression today. These days, I usually recommend a simple straight leg jean, not skinny, not trendy, just a clean shape that follows the natural line of the leg. Dark denim, very little fading, very little stitching. The result is surprisingly subtle. One thing I've noticed over the years is this: when a pair of jeans fits well, people rarely compliment the jeans. They simply tell you that you look well. And that's one of the nicest compliments a gentleman can receive, because they notice the man, not what he's wearing. And that's always the goal, because good style doesn't make you look younger. It simply stops making you look older. If jeans shape the way a man looks from the waist down, the next piece does exactly the same from the waist up. And it's been hanging in American closets for decades. The familiar short-sleeve shirt. There are certain shirts, comfortable, practical, easy to wear, and for many years, they were exactly what men wanted. But style quietly evolves. And today, this classic oversized short-sleeve shirt, often plaid, often with chest pockets, simply doesn't flatter most men the way it once did. Not because it's a bad shirt, it has simply done its job. These days, I usually recommend something with a little more structure: a classic Oxford shirt, or, during summer, a lightweight linen shirt. They're just as comfortable, but they frame the face, define the shoulders, and give the whole outfit a cleaner appearance. I often remind my clients that elegance is rarely about adding more. More often, it's about taking away the distractions. When the shirt quietly frames your face, people naturally look into your eyes, and that's exactly where every good conversation begins. Now let's stay with summer for a moment. As soon as the weather gets warmer, many men reach for the same pair of shorts they've owned for years. And honestly, I completely understand why. They're comfortable, practical, and they feel familiar. I'm talking about classic cargo shorts. For a long time, they were everywhere. But today, I've gradually found myself recommending something a little simpler, not because cargo shorts are wrong. They quietly become the focus of the outfit. A clean chino short in navy, olive, or stone creates a much lighter look. Fewer pockets, cleaner lines, the same comfort, but a noticeably more timeless appearance. Sometimes removing a few details adds far more style than adding new ones. Before we continue, the next recommendation is probably the one I mention more often than any other, and surprisingly, it has nothing to do with expensive fashion. Now let's look down for a moment. Over the years, I've learned that a gentleman's shoes often tell a story before he says a single word. Comfort becomes more important after 60, and rightly so. Healthy feet matter. Healthy knees matter. And fortunately, today we no longer have to choose between comfort and style. So this isn't about wearing uncomfortable dress shoes. Quite the opposite. Today, there are wonderful casual shoes that are every bit as comfortable, while giving the entire outfit a cleaner, lighter appearance. One thing I've gradually noticed is that many men continue wearing bulky running shoes long after they stopped using them for running. They're excellent for long walks. They're excellent for exercise. But for everyday wear, a simpler shoe often allows the rest of the outfit to shine. A clean leather sneaker, a suede loafer, or a modern walking shoe with a slimmer profile. Nothing flashy, nothing expensive, just clean lines. It's surprising how often the smallest change can make the biggest difference. After all, style isn't built from one dramatic decision. It's built from many quiet ones. Before we finish, I'd like to mention one item that's so easy to overlook, that many men wear the same one for 10 or even 20 years. Their belt. A good belt should never be the first thing people notice. Its job is much quieter than that. It simply brings an outfit together. Over the years, I've found myself recommending belts that are a little simpler. Smooth leather, a classic buckle, nothing oversized, nothing shiny, nothing competing for attention. A gentleman's style is rarely remembered because of one big statement. More often, it's remembered because nothing felt out of place. And finally, there's one piece of clothing I hope never disappears from a gentleman's wardrobe: the polo shirt. In my opinion, it's one of the most underrated pieces in a gentleman's wardrobe. Few garments have remained as timeless as the polo shirt, and for good reason. It's relaxed without looking careless. It's comfortable without looking too casual. That's why I've recommended polo shirts for years. The only thing I suggest paying attention to today is the fit. Many men buy them a little larger than they need, simply because they feel more comfortable. And I completely understand that. But a polo doesn't need to be tight to create a better shape. When it gently follows the shoulders and falls naturally through the body, something interesting happens. The man stands out instead of the shirt. And confidence has always been the most attractive thing a gentleman can wear. For me, a well-fitting navy polo is one of those rare pieces that never seems to lose its elegance. It works with jeans, it works with chino shorts, and it works just as well at lunch with friends as it does on vacation. Simple, comfortable, timeless. When that television host left my studio all those years ago, he looked in the mirror one last time. Then he smiled, not because he looked like a younger man, but because he looked like himself again. And perhaps that's the real purpose of good style, because the goal was never to become someone else, only to let the outside finally catch up with the man you've always been inside. Good style doesn't make you look younger. It simply stops making you look older.